Welcome to another episode of Faith Forward, where faith meets real life and worship becomes more than a song. I'm your host, Deborah Asma, and today we are going behind the sound with a worship leader whose ministry has shaped moments across nations. Today's episode, the story behind the sound, set secrets, battles, and breakthroughs with a very popular worship leader. Today, you'll hear how songs are born in real seasons, how a set is crafted for encounter, and what it takes to turn a concert into a meeting with God. A quick thank you to our season sponsor, Yogi Yogurt, nourishing every conversation and glam secrets for my hair and makeup. Now, to my guest, welcome to Faith Forward, Minister Joe Mettle. Uncle Joe, Akwaba.
Enya.
What's your full name? I know your full name, and I was surprised when I heard it. But tell our audience what your full name is.
My full name is actually Joseph Oscar Niyama Mettle.
Oscar. How many times you use that name, Oscar? It's lost.
Rarely. I mean, it's only a few people who probably really know me that knows that name. Or how do they say that thing? You send somebody Momo. So you want to know the full name, send me Momo.
Okay. Because I was surprised when I heard Oscar. It was the last thing. And then Niyama.
Yeah, so Niyama is supposed to actually be my main traditional name, but I hardly use it. In fact, I don't think I even have it on my documents, but I'm a Niyama.
Did a Joe Mettle just happen, or you intentionally picked that you were going to be known in the industry as Joe Mettle?
So I have an uncle called Joe Mettle.
Oh.
I always would say he's the senior. He was Joseph Mettle, and I'm guessing they named me after him, which was still the Joseph.
Also a musician?
No.
Okay.
He can't sing to save his life. But when I was growing up, I mean, he was also someone I really admired, I respected a lot. And he used to use that name, Joe Mettle. So some documents I used to see, maybe a letter or something, and I liked it. And because I had the same name, when I decided to go mainstream, I started using that name as well. I should have said Junior, but because if he was my dad, I would have used Junior. But because he's my uncle, I get to still use the name. And I'm like, I told him one time, I think I brought some nice vibe to the name.
Yeah.
I've made it the way it is now.
I like the look. You don't want trouble.
Yeah,
but they say names have a way of rubbing off on you.
It does.
Do you think that his name has?
I think so. I think he's one calm, meek, down to earth person. And I feel like meek? I am. No, when I was younger I wasn't. But
okay.
I think when you're growing you realize that it's not necessary. And also I guess sometimes the environment. I had to grow up in the traditional Ghana area. So you need to be tough. If you don't, you'll be bullied and tossed around. But then when you're growing up, you now get to a point you realize, what am I fighting over?
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
You've grown up.
Exactly. So you stop. Yeah. But I think it's funny that you ask, because I feel like it's something I've never thought of, that I'm able to pick some of those kind of attitude unknowingly from him. Sometimes you talk to people and you say you are Ghana, they're like, you don't look like Ghana. I wanted to use some statement I saw online, but it's too harsh. The person, someone was asking, say, you don't look like Ghana. I said, am I supposed to swear KK over my face? But I think sometimes you have to prompt yourself and say, what is the whole Ghana thing? So we'll be aggressive, but then you meet some and you realize they're not as aggressive as others that you would see. So it's a blessing.
We thank God. Moving into blessings. You were known for your music. Are you a pastor?
I don't have a church, if that's what you're asking.
Church,
I don't think I've been ordained to. Yes.
Are you called a pastor because of the music ministry?
I think that one, and also because they see you do more ministry than they do see you do like just the music. Two, there are a lot of people that God has brought who serves with and under you.
Okay.
And it's the same thing as having a church. I mean, we don't run it like a church, but it's still a ministry.
Okay.
And so it's all part of the reasons.
But it didn't just start.
No.
Because I heard from Titi. How did you get yourself into this?
So for me, I feel like growing up, I've always been drawn to music. I've always loved to go to where there's music going on, especially people playing live music, churches. It amazed me, but I didn't know what it was. But over time, my love for it got me into learning to play the drum. I picked up on a few of the instruments along my journey. But then until I got to know for sure that, it wasn't just something I was drawn to, but the fact that God had also called me and given me the gift to operate in that ministry. And so that's when I started taking it more serious. And today, here we are.
Before then, were you thinking you were going to be something else?
I thought I was going to be an architect, actually. But
okay.
I started. So I did architecture for maybe what you would call draftsmanship for a couple of years before I realized it wasn't working together with the ministry because it required so much. It wasn't like I wasn't good at it, but like it required too much time that could not be done together with the music. And so I decided that, okay, why don't I learn something else that would be easy to do at the same time, do it alongside the music. And so I decided to go back to uni and then studied marketing to add to it. So I that's why I went to do the marketing instead of. So I think architecture, if you ask me.
Architecture. But so, I mean, I've come to realize it's not really a cliche when people say, oh, when I was young, because if something is your calling, it starts early.
It does.
And early would definitely be when you were young. You might not necessarily pursue it at that stage, but now when you come to yourself, you would say when you're young, I love music. And when I was growing up, it wasn't particularly gospel music that I loved.
You see the way you started. You said when you were growing up, so it's the same thing.
And my dad, I think probably my love for music comes from my dad.
Okay.
Because he could just wake up on a Saturday, he would put his speakers outside of the house. And those times we had the plates. And then he would start playing the songs. And he would play everything. Romantic songs, country music, then move into reggae. Then down the line, we would have gospel campaign. So my favorite genre now when I was growing up was country music.
Okay, interesting.
I love country music because of the stories they tell. And yeah, I mean, growing up now and finding my faith in God, I love gospel music. But I started off with country music and I still love country music.
So how come you should have learned to play a guitar
That's
or something?
why I'm pushing it on my children. But what started it all for you? Which genre did you really like?
I think mine has always been gospel though.
Okay.
Because I wasn't fortunate enough to have anyone in the family that did music. So I had to literally start. I remember quite recently I asked my dad to do some singing for me. I was like, hey. So initially it was my mom. I thought my dad would be better at both of them. So for me it was just the love, the call, and then it helped me chase it. From the beginning, the family wasn't in support of it, obviously. My mom would say, no, you're always out there. You need to go to school, find something. I said, but I'm schooling. It's not like because of music I'm not. But one time I had to sit my mom down and say, I think this is beyond just a gift. Give me the chance to dig deeper into it. And I said, I promise, you know me. I'm not going to bring you trouble or find an issue for you. Just allow me to do this. And she was like, okay. And she allowed me. I started chasing it. But I think always it's been gospel because it was the church boys that I rolled with most of the time. And that was the only way you could also get access to instruments. And so we would say we are going for rehearsal, but if we're going for rehearsal, we go way earlier. Then we get access to the church's instruments to rehearse our personal stuff. Then we do the church main rehearsal. It wasn't like today where maybe there are more bands out there and you could, no, it wasn't like that for us. So the church was all we knew. But over time, so from the beginning, it wasn't anything ministry. It was a work for me. We come, we play, they pay us in church, we move until our own encounters where our minds were renewed and we realized that beyond whatever we'll be giving in the church, whether we are giving or not, it's beyond that. And so that's how it's been.
I think you're leading me into the aspect of the conversation that brings the faith aspect of this whole talk.
Yeah.
And I mean, let me give some sort of a background to our audience. What you guys don't know is Joe and I have some sort of work going on. And so the conversation will probably play around this a little and it will influence some of the question I ask. So please follow us in this. You say that you started it off not really from the ministry point, even though you loved gospel.
Even
so
though
it
I
was
was
on
in
the
the church,
gigs.
yes.
But we find that sometimes now for some people, the ministry then becomes the gig. And I know people are always curious about this ministry and gig thing. There's a lot of conversation going on social media about this. There is a school of thought that says that when the music is ministry in the church, don't be paid.
Okay.
There's another school of thought that says that you cannot ask that of us, and as much as it's ministry, it's also our vocation, it's our business. Where do you stand on that?
I feel like there's a scripture that says, if I've ministered to you, like with spiritual things, it's also prudent that or I've blessed you with the spiritual things. You can also bless me with the physical things. There's nothing wrong with it. I feel where it becomes where the heart is driven, then it's a problem. If that's all the reason why I do what I do. If my heart is pure, there's nothing wrong, because I believe that the person prepped up, got into the car, either fueled the car or public transport, prepped, did all those things. Sometimes some of these people do it with teams. They come there, they be a blessing. You can't just say with your mouth, God bless you. How would they go home? And some do it full time. When we're talking about a church, for instance, let's say if somebody finds themselves in the church and let's say I have what I do already, but I come to serve in the church with my gifts, I can decide to take or not take it. My church didn't give me anything for many years. I wasn't given anything because I had other things I do. And the church also at a point did not require me to be there every time. But when the church requires the musician to be there every single time, I want you to be there for prayer meeting, Bible study, rehearsal sessions, weddings, it's work.
Yeah.
And when they do it like that, there's nothing more they can do. So they have to be remunerated for doing it as work more than just ministry. And it doesn't mean that it takes away the heart of the ministry. It's just that you're also, as a church, helping their personal lives. Because it's unfair to say, because it's God's work, use your money, come every day, go, come.
So the operationalization of it needs to be funded.
Exactly. But then also you need to check your heart to a point to know whether this has become just work for you. And it's something that, because you see, we always say this, that before we do anything in the house of God, we are believers first. We're Christians first. And whatever comes in the way of your faith, it's a problem. It doesn't matter who you're doing it for. If you're doing it for God and you're losing your faith in the process, there's a problem. Many times these things have been topics that are all over the place because sometimes it's not properly discussed among the people, between either the man of God or the church who is supposed to take care of the person and the person. We sit down, we talk, say, listen, we want you to come do this for us. We may not be able to pay you. This is not a payment thing. But how can we make it easy for you? How can we meet you halfway? At least how can we take care of your transportation every month? How can we do so?
It's a conversation.
It's a conversation. Sometimes you'll be shocked that just by that conversation, the person might say, "What?" Like, let's say, what does the church have in mind? Maybe I live here. I know churches who would say, we'll take care of your accommodation, we'll take care. They do certain things for the person. They don't even need to pay the person because they help out with their life. So there's no need even to ask the church for money. Maybe by myself, I have other things on the side I do. So I wouldn't need the church to. But then I see that they also contribute to my life. They also support my effort to always having to be there. Because somebody will say, but if I pay, ushers will be paid. They don't come every day. They don't rehearse.
They don't have a team.
They don't have a team. There's no...
the liabilities that comes with being a minister is a bit bigger than the other departments.
And it doesn't make one calling higher than other, but
it's just a responsibility.
Sometimes, exactly, and resources needed for one sometimes can be more than the other. But in terms of value or what each brings to the table, one is not higher than the other.
Well, that's debatable. For me, I mean, for me, I think that when it comes to, but the reason any conflict. But
the reason we sometimes say that is, sometimes you would not realize that a department is very essential until they are not there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is essential, but I think when it comes to the work of God and creating an atmosphere and all that, the music ultimately.
I'm a musician, but I'm still fighting for that.
No, I mean I agree, but there's nothing wrong when I say, or we all acknowledge the fact that actually and papa that we have an issue. But
I remember when back in the day, some of the pastors used to say when everything is done, they say now we are at the most important part of the service, and people took offense at those statements. What do you mean now? All the others that have been done?
I guess it's the heart for me, and you should also look at the motivation behind the statement. Every hand plays a role in bringing about the administration we want, and so that is fine. But I mean, no offense to any department, but I understand what you're saying. But so your point is that conversations address these kind of conflicts that seem to exist.
But when it's left unspoken about,
and
then that's
the
where
assumption is that because I'm a minister, I should be fine. That's where the problem comes in.
Because sometimes some of these ministers we're speaking about can really struggle in life, and they can't tell anyone.
Ministry shouldn't be equal to poverty, isn't it?
Not at all.
Okay, so Joe.
Yeah.
Recently, I was watching YouTube, and I was surprised. I think it was a program in the US, and the host said there is something called you've been CC'd. And he explained being CC'd is when you do your song and CC takes it and everybody forgets that you brought your song up. I was shocked to realize a lot of the songs we love, like Goodness of God,
they were not written by
That's My King, they were all people's songs.
Yes.
I was like, okay, so there's something to this. Mm-hmm. Do you write all your songs?
Most of my songs, in fact, majority of my songs I do. But I have that issue too.
Okay.
I have that issue too. I mean, back in the day, there was a time I had to stop singing people's songs because I was getting that problem as well.
But is it a problem in the ecosystem? Like, I mean, looking at it from the season, and the artists were there when they were saying
they laughed about it, but sometimes... But in America, no, I don't think it hurts them because they get the publishing, so they like it. Because one of the ways to extend the lifespan of a song is re-recordings.
Yeah.
So when another person takes it and re-records and put their own feel to it or their own sound or probably like image on it, it helps extend the lifespan of the song. So maybe you re-recorded it, it's enjoyed, whatever, it's been a blessing, and the other songs now, and it feels like it's going down a bit, and then another person takes it, add their spice to it, it comes back again to life. So
it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't. It's just that I think what to them they meant by, or what he meant by that was the fact that
you're out of the picture.
CC is like that. In fact, it's not just music. I think if in America for awards, once the ladies in the category, forget it. It's like CC and Kirk. Once they are in the category with you, you've lost. It's the same with sometimes music, where sometimes there's a song, somebody sings it, and everybody now assumes.
Yeah.
Because of it's a grace on everyone, like different lives. And then, like I was saying, I used to have that problem. there were times people who used to warn me not to sing their songs.
Oh.
Yeah. Because they're like,
I wrote. I think that from the human.
Because let me give you a typical example. Like listen, Kwajikura. I did not write in Kwajikura. But a lot of people think I wrote in Kwajikura. I did not write Akuchem Nyame, the Cindy Thompson song.
Yeah.
I didn't write it. But there's a generation that thinks I wrote it.
Yeah.
And then quite recently, there's the new one. What's the name of that song? That one cry was costing more than the Jatabura song.
Yeah.
It's an old song.
Yeah.
But people that because a lot of people now started hearing it from me. And it wasn't even my recording. It was a feature.
Else's, yeah.
I went to feature someone. Now the thing is sounding as if it's me.
Yeah.
And so it has, sometimes those things come up.
Yeah, some dynamics to it.
So they're like, don't sing my song. If you sing my song, people will think that the song is not for me.
Okay.
And all that. But I don't think, when we understand these things, those things are not necessary. Me, I would love for more people to sing. There are times I type some of my songs and I see like versions. But it's just that sometimes people also don't give the credit to the rightful owners. That's where the problems are. And then the people, the owners or the writers are not happy when things like that happen.
Yeah. So I told my audience that we'll go to set secrets and behind the scenes.
We'll go to what?
Set secrets.
Like sets? Which sets?
Like secrets. And
oh, no, I understand.
Behind the scene drama.
All right, let's go.
There is a behind the scene drama.
Okay.
That there are a lot of whispers around it.
Okay.
And I am not sure what it is. So I'm asking for my people. It's not for me.
And I know about it?
I'm sure you know about it.
Okay.
Not too long ago, you updated your backing vocalist.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And there are a lot of information out there.
Okay.
That you fell out with one of your popular backup singers that we know on the set. I don't know her name, but she always has a nice cut, slim, dark, tall. I'm sure you know who
I fell out with her.
I don't know. I'm saying there are conversations around that.
Okay.
So I guess the question I'm asking is, this is a face that was known in all your videos. And so there's history, and then all of a sudden she was not in your programs anymore. Do you care to share?
Oh, just about her?
Just about her.
Well, nothing happened.
It just stopped.
Yeah, I think...
You moved on.
No, as for her, it wasn't even me. I think rehearsals, I think we what was the issue for? There was no issue. This is somebody I even saw a few.
Yeah, but
what happened?
Is she
oh no, she said she started a new job and she was busy. That's all. So like sometimes when they call, she says, "Oh, I can't make it for this rehearsal. I can't make it for.
Okay.
I can't make it for this program. I can't make it."
So it wasn't like there's a beef.
No, not at all.
Or that one person felt too entitled, or that there were issues and you were like, "Look, I can always get." Backup singers.
Not at all.
It was just life.
Yeah, life. So the person got a new job. It started with that. Okay, I can't make it. And up till now, there was even no conversation like, I can't do this anymore and I'm not coming anymore. But it just naturally moved on where the person could not come back or did not come back anymore. That's all. So the whole phase of when you were recruiting for new backup vocalists and all that, that you were trying to show people when
anything.
I recruited the backup singers, some of them were still part of. So it was more to add more people. So
it wasn't motivated by showing anybody anything.
Oh no, not at all. Because when we did that, because already, like I said, quite a number of my people have started being busy, not being available. In fact, there were a few of the team members I released before we did auditions.
Because they had served you enough.
And I wanted them, because some of them were starting to do their own stuff and everything. And one of the things I realized was whenever there were issues or things became difficult, they ran back because they have a place to be. And I wanted them to be able to fully face everything else that was out there. So the plan was, okay, go fully into it. You don't have to do BVs for me anymore. Let me rather sit where I sit whilst you do what you do, and I would rather support and encourage you. So And everyone knows in my team, even if you leave, you've not really left. We're still family. You get to come back whenever you want to. Quite a number of the guys have even done stuff for them, their own events and all those things. And so it was a number of people. I think there was I don't know if you know some of the, but there's Kofi Pipra. So Pipra was one of the singers. I think Pipra was the first person I released.
Okay.
Then there was Luigi, there was Niabe, there was Majwa, and then there were a few people, and so that was what some of them were not happy. I'm not gonna lie, they were not happy, but I'm like, I don't think you see what I see, and I understand that this is comfortable, but you need to. And the ones that worked in it, it works for them. I mean, Luigi still doesn't sing with me anymore, but he's still doing his own thing, and he's doing amazing. There's a few of the others, and I'm sure the rest too. So the one we were actually talking about wasn't even one of the people I released. She was supposed to still be with us, but the work thing didn't allow her to. So
yeah. Today
I see that. I want to, because I am hearing this for the first time.
You see my
no.
cast is they are doing.
No, I'm hearing what you just said for the first time. I'm telling you.
That's the thing about being outside, isn't it? You hear the kokonsa, and as to whether it's true or it's not,
it's not.
It's a different conversation. So going into the music itself, I mean, I love your songs, and there are a lot of people who love your songs, and one of my favorite song is the trust song.
I trust in you.
I trust in you. Every time I play that song, it ministers to me every single time. And I think that's the beauty of ministry when it comes to the singing. I'll go into certain aspects of the conversation, but is it your experience? So this song, did you write the song yourself?
I did, I think.
Okay. Was there an experience to this song? Like something that fueled it? Yes.
I think it was one of those moments where I was going through some stuff. I needed some breakthrough from God. Like I was just praying and asking God to come through for me. Like bad. And so many times when there are situations like that, it's either God responds to me with a song in my heart or in my spirit, or sometimes a song rather comes out of my heart to him. And so it was one of those moments. So there are times it's a response, and then other times it's a prayer to him. And those were like one of the experiences I had with I Trust in You was that I was really waiting that God would come through.
Do you care to share?
It was some personal thing, but I was praying, and it was time bound and all that. Yeah. But whilst I was doing that, the song started flowing, and it gave me enough assurance. I mean, why am I even stressing out? It's God I'm dealing with. He'll come through, and I left it, and he really did come through.
So this is where the background I gave earlier comes into play, because I'm able to relate to what Joe is saying because of my own experiences. And Joe mentioned people that he worked with. I am beginning to experience him as a good help around the music side of things, and I don't know if I'm there yet to call him a mentor, but he's very helpful around the projects that I'm working on with Jubilee. And when you say that it's either your song to him or it's his song to you, I fully get that. So if you look at one of the songs we are working on, the Nyamie Wasem, and I mean, you'll get to hear of it later. It was more of a song to him because it was also a very tough time for us medically.
Okay.
And so the prayer became the song. Wow. But if it is still trust the Lord, it was, I never really interpreted it that way. It was a song to me, and that gave me assurance. Yeah. But I never voiced it or really thought about it the way you are articulating it. So you're saying the music is either a prayer to God or it's God's assurances to you.
Exactly, yeah.
And did you eventually get what you
wanted? Oh yeah, I did. Always. He always comes through. You see, sometimes because there are or we have expectations of how God should answer prayers. There are times he answers and we don't even know he has, because we have a way we expect him
We
to.
expected the answer to come.
But sometimes, and I tell people every time, see, even with needs, I can be in need of something and I'm trusting God for. And probably to me, some money would help save it, or some connection, or something would help save it. But I realize that there are times that instead of God making provision for me to take care of the thing, sometimes he takes the need away. So I don't even need anything else from him to solve it, because it's solved. It's literally solved. I remember some time ago I said I really, really needed some money to buy a car, because my car was giving me issues. Like right now, I don't think my car is giving me issues. Maybe when we watch, I'm just kidding. But yeah. And I was really, really trusting God for some breakthrough cash to do the thing. And then I went to this service. The man came to me and says, "What car do I use?" I told him the car I use, and he said, "Oh, he doesn't think this car is good for me."
So he blessed you with the car.
He blessed me with the car. So guess what? I would have needed money to buy the car, but God took the need away. So I didn't need the money anymore. And it's the same with a lot of things. Somebody would say, there are people who will be praying, like let's say there's a sickness. The person is crying out to God that the medical bills are expensive. God should make a way for them, rather than trusting that God can take the sickness away. You know, and so he always comes through. Just that sometimes not the way we expect him to, so we assume that he didn't.
Always.
Always.
That's a bold one, born out of experience.
Always.
And not out of the
Always.
theory that we know
I
about faith.
tell people that, you see, when it comes to faith, I have seen God do too much to ever get to a point where I doubt him. It's like, okay, if I expect him to do something, he doesn't even do it, I'm like, you know what? It changes nothing about him. It changes nothing about the fact that he's still God and he will remain God. If it is his will that it will be the way it is, I make peace with it. It doesn't matter how it is. And when you learn to live with God or move with God in that sense, even in the face of adversity, you can still sit and relax and laugh. Sometimes things will be happening around us and people will be like, why am I chilled? I said, what can I do about it? I can't do. If I had the power to do anything, I would have done it. But at this point, the worry or the crying it won't change anything.
Yeah.
All I know how to do is to trust him. That I know how to do. To come to a point where I'm like, you know what? I can tell that I don't know anyone, neither do I have any connections or any resource, but I'm trusting you to come through for me when it comes to this issue. And he always does.
So it's the leftover bread and 2 fishes. You are able to always go back to those remnants and you know he's going to come through.
Always.
Which song would you say for you is the most telling of your walk with God? You know, like we all have, every time, like I said this morning when we met at the Chimbia and New Moon, we know we have seasons in our lives. And so I'm sure you probably would have a story for some of the songs or most of the songs. But which song, even if it wasn't the most popular, would you say is the most telling?
I feel like every season came with its own song. I'm sure that some of the songs you don't even know them, but there's a lot of wow. I've had different songs at different seasons of my life, so sometimes I don't even know which of my songs is the best telling. Yobuami spoke about some of I had Yobuami. Because you don't speak Ghana, I'm sure you won't know Yobuami. There was Owaweni back in the day. I had Owaweni too. Spoke a lot more. Bononi, maybe.
Bononi.
Yeah, Bononi was
was it a celebratory song?
It was a reflective song.
Okay.
It was a reflective and thanksgiving song where I'm saying, Bononi was, when I look into my life and everything that's happening around, I cannot tell, it would be difficult for me to say that it's any human's work, but the fact that it's you. Bononi means you are the one. You've been the one behind it all this while. You've been the one orchestrating everything. So it was a big reflective moment for me. In fact, I remember very well, it took me so long to finish the verse of Bononi because I kept writing and tearing, writing. It was one of the first times I wanted to proper write something and it kept going back and forth and it didn't sit right with me. Same with when I had the Yoboami song, I wrote the chorus. I wrote the verse actually, and then I couldn't get a chorus for it. And I got a chorus 4 years later.
Wow.
Yes, so I left it, and I was like...
4 years?
4 years later, yeah.
Does it usually take that long to finish a song?
There are songs I can actually sit and finish in 3 to 5 minutes. Funny enough, some songs I have that seem to be very complicated or complex that people think maybe that took a lot of, rather didn't. There's a song I have, Hide Me or something. In your secret place where I'll be safe, in your presence, Lord, I'll be secure. Let no harm befall me, and no weapon formed against me prosper. Hide me in the shadow of your wings. In fact, it was so well put together to a point that even quite recently, when Tabinum released her own version, re-recorded that song. But that song was also, I had a song, Fa monsieur, what a you are my bankesi, it was my intention to translate that song into English. So in my quest to translate the song, Hide Me came about. So Hide Me wasn't even one of those I sat to, but rather it came out to be like some masterpiece. A lot of people questioned the fact that I wrote that song. I said, oh, it's been to be John, Papa, But yeah, so every season came with its own song. Years ago, I think it was more of the songs of assurance, songs of thanksgiving, songs of praise. There's been many songs along my journey. I think there are close to over 70 to 80 songs out there that we've churned out. So it'd be hard for me to...
You don't have a favorite?
Nah, currently no. I think, and every season comes with... Once in a while, I'll tell some of the guys, I think we need to go back to the song. Because I feel like there's a season God is bringing us back into that we need these messages. And so...
Did you write a song for your wife?
Did I write a song for my wife?
When you were about to get
people
married.
Always ask that. I don't think musicians do that.
You don't?
There are only few musicians who do that. They write songs.
Well, the Wasa was written for my husband.
Hey. How do you write Wasa for?
The hymn says Assurance was written for my husband.
I think what I have done before is write rather a song with my wife. I mean, I annoyed her sometime, and then I was trying to, then I said, oh no, there's this song. And I say, oh, I don't mind you. But I did that and she came around and then we started working on it. And so she chipped in 1 or 2 lines.
She's a good singer.
Oh yeah, my wife sings very well. It's just, they said because I'm married to her, I'm not allowing her to sing. But I said, no, she can sing whenever she wants to sing.
But you're not inviting her to the song. We women, we want to be invited. So we see I think maybe
I have never, because I've always told her whenever you're ready.
No, we want you
and
to
I
come
even encourage her.
No, it's different.
I should tell you,
we want you to come and tell us this song. I want you on it.
Okay, I haven't written that song yet. So when I write that song, I'll call her. But until then, so we've done. When I was about to get married, I thought I could write like a love song, but it didn't work, so I stopped.
Are you still working on it?
Oh no. Maybe when a season might come, I'll go and finish it. But I started. I was almost done. I even can't remember. I need to go on the recorder to remember it. But yeah.
So does it mean then that the business aspect of the song? I get the ministry aspect of the song where you say what you're going through can fuel a song, either from you to God or from God to you. But you don't also have a time where you are sitting down and you're saying that
I want to write.
No.
This. There are moments. Oh no, there are moments like that. There are moments when you just want to write on a topic, or there's a particular subject that is.
Which is easier, the inspiration or the moments when you are being intentional?
I think it depends on the moment. There are times you're in the service, you just receive a song. There are times I just want to write about, when was it? Some time ago, I think I said I wanted to write about the love of God and how we love God. And I just started writing it. So we did, well, that was one of the Meadow, Mini Pedia, Meadow, I could see. It was just a writing. It wasn't anything I received or anything. I properly said, let me write this song. And then I wrote it. So there are songs, I even used to have a wedding song. It's just that all those things, I've left it. But you never know.
On stage, and this, sometimes we talk about it amongst ourselves. When you're watching ministers minister, like you can sing and then you feel the power behind the song.
Okay.
You can sing again, the song is beautiful, the voice is nice, but it's completely empty. And people are able to pick up on this.
When it's empty.
When it's empty.
Okay.
I'm not able to tell if I know any song of yours that I've listened to that is empty. So I'm not going to make it about you, but I'm sure you probably have experienced it. You started off from the gig and then it became ministry. But there are people who started off as ministry and now it's become a gig.
Okay.
How have you kept yourself, or did you ever get to a time where you realized that you were empty of the ministry aspect of the song and it was just the singing?
I think everyone is different. In terms of, like, let me use the example of where we all come from. Where I'm coming from is far. And I don't want to go back there. I love what I have. I love what God is doing with me and through me.
When you say it's far, in terms of the struggle you've gone through?
There was a struggle. There was when I did not know Him, and that emptiness we're talking about. Now I am fulfilled in Him. I don't want to lose that. Because you see, when that is taken out of your heart and your spirit, I don't know what... Because my thing would be, if God is not in my music, then I may as well just stop doing music. You know, beyond feeding people with the message and the sounds, it feeds me too. So I also need that. And when I say feed me, I don't mean like a Diana feed, but I need it to also live.
But how do other ministers drift? How does the drifting happen?
Sometimes it's the struggle of what we call industry. There are times you want to belong. You want to be accepted. So there are times people start doing what we call commercial sounds. You know, it needs to be a big hit, which many times it will be, but sometimes when it's not spirit-filled, it's just a matter of time before it goes back down the drain. Other times too, it would be nodded over. Oh, wow, nice sound. And then it goes down the drain. But it also depends on what the individual's, main mandate is. What drives you? Why do you do this to begin with? If that foundation is not established, that is where these problems happen. Because nobody is saying, people, we do sometimes once in a while drift from God, but we know our way back, where you know that, okay, I can tell this thing I'm doing, even me, I can't sense Him in this. That's where you pull it back and be sure that until you get, so that times you even record a song, and until you are sure that it's ready to go, you hold it back. And so sometimes, while I was sharing with someone, because the person was asking me, oh, I remember that you guys recorded these songs. Where are they? I said, they are there. We released some few songs quite recently, like maybe 2 songs or so. But it was a whole project, about 8 or 9 songs. The rest are there. Because I still don't sense that it's time to release them. So they are just there. But I could decide, okay, they are great songs, just let it go. The timing is important. Being confident of the fact that it's time for God to minister these songs to His people, or having a full understanding of the main purpose of that song.
So we think it's the commercial pressure.
The commercial pressure.
That usually
yes.
gets ministers to drift.
It does. Sometimes. And it's not supposed to be so, but it is what it is.
And it's also commercial pressure because at the other side, people also think you should be able to do it without charging that which is required to keep you going.
That's true. But you see, I feel like most of the time we get the wrong impression about what ministry is supposed to be. I tell people, add value to yourself. Know God more. Drench yourself in the oil. Like, and allow God to anoint you. Allow God to add more to you. And that is a work you will have to do.
Do you do a lot of fasting and prayers?
Oh, it's.
I mean,
like,
would you? No, I know it would have to be, but would you say that you're invested in that for you to get the kind of output?
I am, because without it, I like I said. So the whole point is how can you speak about somebody you do not know? Because the thing is, the more of him you know, the more you're able to speak properly about him. Even though the agenda is not to make money, when people are blessed. So I tell people this: if I release a song and it blesses you, you either buy or stream it. When you do, I'm also blessed by it, by getting money. So even though when I shared it, that wasn't the intention, my focus is how can it be a blessing to you? I can't jump from it being a blessing to you to what I can get out of it. I'm not giving anything. Why do I expect anything in return? But what is the mind of God concerning this sound? How can this be a blessing to somebody's life? I remember some time ago I had a song, and to me, I was like, I thought that was some of the seasons where I learned some of these things, where in my mind is the more streams you get that, even though that's the case, but it's not always the case. One time I released an album, I can't remember which album was it. And a few months later, I saw a man at the airport. He said, "Joe, how are you? I've been looking for you." He said, "I'm wondering." He said, "Can I have your number?" I was a bit skeptical, but I don't know. I just felt at peace to give the man my number. And then one time he sent me a message. He said, "Can I get your account details?" I said, "This is getting weird. I don't understand." I still sent it. When I saw what the man sent me I'm crashing. I said, "Sir, what is this for? What did I do?" He said, "You have no idea. One of your songs delivered me and my family from some tough season. And so God just laid on my heart to be. Guess what? I was praying around that time for some breakthrough. But God used one person, not plenty streams. And it wasn't even one of my most popular songs at all. It was, if you check online, it has less stream compared to the other ones. But that was the song God used, one, to be a blessing to the person. And the person being a blessing, God laid my prayer on his heart. He didn't even know what he was doing, but God laid that on his heart, and he came. And that was, God used a song to be a blessing, and in turn, used him to be a blessing to me.
I mean, I love this conversation, and as someone who has a choir, these are things you talk about all the time, that you need to feed your spirit in order for you to impact it in the song.
You can't give what you don't have. Yeah.
I really appreciate it, and I would dovetail on that into a bit of our project.
Okay.
And looking at what we are doing together, I'm beginning to sense you probably do this a lot with others as well.
Yeah, not a lot of people, but there are a few people, because it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of resource. Not many people, but then I do.
So just to clue you in, we've all seen Joe's most recent publicity activity, which was about his studio, Reverb Studio. I think currently the most beautiful and posh studio in GH right now. And I have been fortunate and blessed enough so an extension of Faith Forward is Jubilee, and Jubilee also does music ministry. And this year we are coming up with our maiden album at a program we are calling Atmosphere of Worship. And we are working on this project with Joe Mettle, and it's been exciting. Joe, the first time you sent me the stem or whatever it is, and your singers were doing that, I was like, oh my goodness, it was beautiful. From where you sit, from someone who has been doing this for so long, and you see people coming in to the picture, I'm sure you've seen people come and fade out more quickly than you thought they would. What are the things that sometimes you look out for, and the core thing you would say that people need to focus on
when it comes to the music?
Yeah.
I think, like I said from the beginning, first and foremost will be the foundation or the core source for which the songs are being written. in addition to that, you see some of the discussions I remember when we were having with you, you didn't just write some of the songs in recent times. They've been there. You brood over them, you've prayed over them, you've prayed with them. Those things are very necessary. Then the other thing too is getting the right people to interpret what you have.
Being the singers, the musicians.
Yes, the musicians, the production, whoever is producing it. The person needs to be able to hear in the music something that what you hear in it and even more. Because if not, then they are not able to properly interpret the song the way it's supposed to. So all those other things. And then the rest is putting it where people can hear it and also be blessed by the same sound that you have been blessed with. So sometimes, imagine like a song that has been released. Before it was released, me now, it has blessed me some before I share it with others. So by the time I'm sharing with others, it's blessed me. I've listened to it over and over and over again. So being able to put all these things together. And in addition to that, you can never release something you call gospel, which is supposed to carry God, without God being in it. So you need to make sure that he's an embodiment of the work that you're doing from the beginning to the end.
What's your favorite song in the track so far? This one, I'm putting you on the spot.
Favorites?
And why? And
I think from the beginning,
because he's working
from
on
the
it.
beginning, I was drawn to The Wait.
Wait on the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously that was the first one he gave me as well. And then I think Wasem too. I like Wasem too. I think Wasem, one of the reasons I actually like Wasem apart from everything else is the intro.
Okay.
The intro is like my favorite part of the song. But I think you forgot it. And it's a beautiful message too.
Yeah.
It's a really, really, really beautiful message, and it speaks to me a lot. Then which other one? I'm doing 5 songs. 5. It's
And
not,
you're saying you like all of them, but which one is like your top?
I've given you my top 2, but I like the other ones too.
Still trust the Lord.
Stay in the fall.
Okay.
Although it seems my world falls apart. I actually even know the words. Can you imagine? And nothing seems like. Yeah. So no, I think all of the songs they're all unique in their own way. They're all beautiful in their own way. They all speak to you in different ways. Which the beautiful thing is, that's what an album is supposed to do. An album carries different sides of the listener and speaks to them in diverse ways. So it's good.
So I can tell you, 13th December is going to be awesome. Joe, before we wrap up, I'm sure there are ministers out there or becoming ministers out there. So people who are still in the process, who would always ask the question, how do we get there? Like, I know it's a very tough question to answer because everyone's journey is different. I mean, for me, I've always loved music, like I'm saying, but I never thought that. Even though my mom growing up would always say that I'm always making up my songs, but I never thought I would.
And everybody starts making up songs.
I never thought I would get to the place where I would actually put together a whole album.
Music, yeah.
So when people ask the question, how do we get there? I really yearn to do this. I think I can do it, but I don't know where to start. What would be your advice?
First of all, I'll say, get your message. Get your, what's the word? Solidify your relationship with him, the one who gives the music, the one who gives the sound. Again, get the right people around you in terms of people who can work the music. A lot of people will say, I want to do this, and then they are doing everything by themselves.
Isn't it also because of money?
No, there's a money part. There are people who have, but still gives the music to the wrong people. And so sometimes, I've had situations where sometimes music even comes to us and say, you are like the third person I'm bringing it to. I say, so you've done it twice. Because once you did the first one. So for me, mine will also say, take your time in making these choices. Take your time, get the right person. And also don't rush the music. there's also one important point. You know, sometimes, since we are on camera, sometimes I feel bad when I tell you I'll send you something and I never do. And it's not because I don't want to, but there are times that some of the stuff come and I'm still not happy about it because I tell myself, what I would not approve for myself, I will not approve for you. And so I need to keep working it until it brings out the sound that will be acceptable and will be good enough. So it's very, very, very important. I know we are Christians, but sometimes we throw things, say we're in Yamenyum and Yashe. Baby, we're Yashe. So take your time and do it right. But again, like I said, most importantly, make sure that you are working with the one you claim you're doing the work for. It's very, very important. Without God in what you're doing, you may as well just stop it.
Thank you so much.
I thought she was going to sing.
No, I wouldn't mess it up for you.
because it's a set, I didn't want to stress her out, you know. I'm answering her questions. I didn't ask her any questions.
I was facing the camera to tell you this is the moment I say, Joe, sing for us.
Yeah.
My
sing
tune
for
chorus
us. I should sing your song.
I will do anything at all you want.
Let me see. How do you start the song? How do you start the wait song?
Which one? Wait. Teach me to wait.
Teach me to wait on you. Oh Lord, my Father. Teach me to wait on you. Oh Lord, my Father. My shield, my strength, my ever-present help. Teach me to wait on you. And you know, she wrote the song.
My cheeks are even hurting. I'm feeling so proud.
No, beautiful songs. I mean, I think that I can actually give you snippets of all the songs. Let me see.
Ish.
The ones I can remember. Yamye wasemsuna.
That's my favorite.
Gina. Yenida tuniwo eche. Yamye tiwunsawo yensuda. Yamye tiwunsawo yensuda. Beautiful, beautiful. Which other song? Let me see. Trust in the Lord. Stay in the fold. Although it seems my world falls apart and nothing seems right, still trust the Lord. Stay in the fold. Although it seems my world falls apart and nothing seems right. But I can't sing all. Oh, it means I would have sung the whole song too. So. Which other one again? The last, I forgot one. There's one more song.
There are those who
yes.
sing of you.
Those who sing to you. Those who sing about what they have heard you do. We sing because we see. We try to steady and know of how you help and how you brought us through. Yeah. See, I remember. I guess the thing is, I've had to play it over and over and over. But tell me if these are not beautiful songs. And so, whenever they're ready, make sure you go out there, get it. Make sure you go there, stream it. And I'm very confident it's going to be a great blessing to you. But I'm not the one doing the show. But before I get up, we also want to invite you to the Atmosphere of Worship on the 13th of December. Atmosphere of Worship on the 13th of December at the Physicians and Surgeons Hall. It's going to be a night of worship, a night of God's glory, a night of God's power. It's the night you're also going to hear some of these amazing songs that we're talking about. And trust me, it would be a blessing to you. I say it will be a blessing. It will be a blessing. And so that's it. I think the rest is...
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joe. So as we wrap up today's episode of Faith Forward, There are some key things that I want to just say. One, remember why you are doing what you are doing. It's about God. And if He's not in the center, even at now, then you need to put a pause and find yourself again. Ministry is not about you, it's about the one for whom you do it for. And we understand that the commercials cannot be ruled out, but it shouldn't be about the commercials. Thank you so much for joining us once again for today's episode of Faith Forward. And to my sponsors, Yogi Yogurt, for refreshing today's conversation, we are grateful. And to Glam Makeup for my hair styling and my beautiful makeup, I am grateful. Until another day, this is Faith Forward. Thank you.